All right, Nate, let's talk about the New England Patriots. This time of year, probably one of the most exciting teams in football, having a top 3 pick. Everybody wants to know what they're going to do, and everybody has been looking at them to make a selection one way or the other, whether it's free agency, trade, or the draft at the quarterback position. Let's get into an article that addresses something that people may be thinking New England is going to do, and we can talk about it more on the other side. This, of course, is from over on Mass Live. It says 2 months ahead of the 2024 NFL Draft, things are beginning to come into focus at the top of the board. Armed with the number 3 overall pick, the Patriots have been running through all the possibilities. The Patriots are zeroing in on one in particular, though. According to multiple sources, the Patriots are planning to draft a quarterback with the number 3 pick, with USC's Caleb Williams long anticipated to go at number 1 overall. The Patriots' decision will likely come down to either LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels or North Carolina's quarterback Drake May. New England's fate rests with what Washington does at number 2 to some degree. The team has interviewed both prospects this week in Indianapolis and have been heavily focused on the quarterbacks at the combine. Now, Nick, I think you could take this a lot of different ways. If we dig in deeper, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one. But Patriots fans, in the comment section below, I know you've been thinking about this over and over again. Now's the time to express your opinion. There are a lot of options. There are a lot of potential people that you could draft. There are free agents you could pick up. But of all of these things, what quarterback route do you want the team to go with? Let us know in the comment section below. But Nick, what do you think these comments and speculation mean for the Patriots?
So I think first and foremost, and this is my opinion, and I'm curious what yours is. People comment in the comment section below with their opinions. I think it's all well founded at this point, but I think it's pretty clear to me that the Patriots have made their decision at quarterback, and they're going to draft Jane Daniels at number 3. Right? I know everyone is really high on Daniels. Will he go higher than number 3? He won't. Drake May is just a better prospect. Fundamentally speaking, Caleb Williams will be 1, Drake May will be 2, and Jane Daniels for the New England Patriots will be their next quarterback, selected number 3 overall in this upcoming NFL draft. That's what these reports are indicating. And look, I'm very high on Jaden Daniels. Look, I know the Patriots have a lot of holes, a lot of issues, but if you look at the overall structure of what New England is trying to do, they're going for a total reset, a total rebuild, a total relaunch, and that has to start with a young quarterback. That's the only way you can get it done. If you look at all the great recent resets, you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, it started with drafting Joe Burrow. The Miami Dolphins, it started with drafting Tua Tagovailoa. That's the route you have to take. You can go back to the Philadelphia Eagles. It started when they drafted Jalen Hurts after they had only 4 wins, a couple years removed from the Super Bowl, and then they completely reset their roster. The way you do it is you have to start with a young quarterback and build around him and launch from there. That's exactly what the Patriots are doing. And I know there's a lot of questions, and you may have this opinion, Miles. Is this a smokescreen? Could the Patriots potentially trade back? I don't think so. I think at this point, the Patriots have the least leverage for a trade just because right now, anyone who trades up to number 3, you're really getting the third of those 3 quarterbacks. A team with the most leverage is obviously going to be Chicago, then Washington. So New England with the least leverage, it makes the least sense to have a smokescreen because of it. And of course, because the Patriots are obviously moving off of the quarterbacks currently on the roster, Zappe and Jones. It's not like they're like the Bears or the Denver Broncos or the Pittsburgh Steelers who have another quarterback on their roster they could potentially return to. Fields, Russell Wilson, and then Kenny Pickett, respectively. The Patriots are not in that situation. So again, it's not like they can sit there and say in a trade partner, well, we'll just go back to Mac Jones. That's not going to happen. So once again, it's pretty clear. The Patriots have made their decision, in my opinion, at least. I'll say it like that. The Patriots have made their decision. The next quarterback will be Jaden Daniels. I think it's a great move, but I think it's pretty clear now going into the draft. I know we're a long ways away, but based on what we're hearing out of New England, Jaden Daniels will be the future of this franchise.
Yeah, Nick, I hear what you say, and I think that that's probably the way that things will shake out. But when you do look at the totality of the way that the Patriots have addressed things, I think it's possible to come away with an opinion. Is it a smokescreen? Is there something going on there? If you look at the beginning of this offseason, Gerard Mayo comes in. They start talking about, well, we're gonna burn a lot of money in free agency. We're gonna spend dollars left and right, and it makes you think, okay, maybe they're gonna go get a quarterback. Maybe they're gonna go pick up some big free agent signings. Then they kind of walk that one back. They're like, well, we don't have to spend all of that money in one year. We have a lot of different options. Things can roll over to the next year. So they walk that one back. And then they come in, high draft pick. There's a lot of options here. Gerard Mayo says after talking to Elliott Wolf, there's about 10 different scenarios that can happen in the draft. So I think there is a smokescreen at play, but it's to cover up. I think the Gerard Mayo goes out, makes these bold claims, then they walk him back to try to make people not wonder. But I think the smokescreen was him coming out and saying, well, there's 10 scenarios that could happen here in the draft. I think, maybe we could trade up to number one. Maybe we go get Caleb Williams. Maybe we, trade to number two so we can figure out exactly who we like and make sure we get the guy that we want. Don't have to bank on what the Commanders do. But I think, like you said, the most likely scenario and quite frankly, the most Patriots scenario would to be stay at three and let their guy come to them. That's what they did with Mac Jones. That didn't really work out, but they did stay put at 10, let Jones come to them. So I think staying put at three, much better odds, much better option for a quarterback. And we've liked Jaden Daniels. We talk about him a lot. We talked about him going to many other teams as well, just because we think he's a very good prospect. Those LSU quarterbacks have been good in the past. So them waiting at three, Jaden Daniels coming to them there at three, it makes the most sense. And I think maybe the smokescreen is Gerard Mayo coming out early, blasting out, the big decision. Oh, there's 10 scenarios we could go to. But now they're walking it back. It's making it look more and more simple. They only really interviewed two guys. So I think that they're probably going to stay at three and get Jaden Daniels when he falls to them.
And there's also some other context too, right? You talk about potential partners moving to trade up potentially to number three. You look at a team like the Atlanta Falcons, they've been rumored. All the reports out of Atlanta is they're basically Justin Fields or bust at this point. You look at other teams like the Raiders, there's been some rumors, some linked to Jane Daniels, but the Raiders have expressed essentially zero interest. Their new GM, Tom Telesco, is not big on trading up in the draft. It doesn't seem like the Raiders are looking to move up to number three. So all these potential targets and potential partners from New England, all the reports are is that they're going to have to kind of stay put, which again works out well for New England. I think Jane Daniels is a better long-term potential prospect than Drake May. I like Drake May. I just think he's a low ceiling, high floor kind of guy. Caleb Williams, I think, is clear number one, but my personal opinion, people say he's Patrick Mahomes. I think he's closer to Tony Romo than Mahomes. I think there's a lot of things I don't like about Williams' game. I think Jane Daniels has incredible upside. He came in heavier at the combine than I thought at 215 pounds. I thought he'd be closer to 190, 200, 215, plus a little bulking in an NFL weight room gets him up to 220, 225. That's a much more suitable weight, addresses the durability issues there. I really like him as a prospect. We talked about it at the show all the time. And again, I think the Patriots, when they made this decision, and I think it's clear, as again, my opinion, I think they've made it really clear that Jane Daniels is going to be the future of this franchise. And I think it's a really good move. It gives them the reset they need. It gives them the special playmaker they need at the quarterback position to really relaunch this New England football team and get them heading in the right direction.